It's now time for Me and My Roku with host Peter Clay.
Me and my 3 TVs.
So I told my guy, Peter.
So we have a voicemail now from Peter.
Pete, you are not.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another spectacular, fantastic, spectacular. Is that even a word? I just made one up. Welcome to Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay, and I'm going to tell you all the different things I've done with my Roku the past week, and maybe you'll get tips and tricks and things to motivate you for your own Roku, or even decide if you're on the fence, maybe it's time to pick one up, because there's so much going on right now. Disney, Comcast, AT&T, everyone's out there doing something. Viacom, CBS, everybody's out there. They need something. You need to get all this stuff. Is cable going to be the answer for that? No, it's streaming. Everyone wants in. So get yourself a Roku. Like I said, this is a me show. I just talk about what I do. I'm not going to give you top 10 lists or anything like that or throw stats at you. I will just try and dissect it all down, and you decide for yourself which best for you and all that stuff. We've got a lot of stuff going on this week, and so let's get started.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. Well, sometimes in life there are signs. You know, sometimes or you need a sign or something like that, and sometimes there's just something that goes on that you just know you have the perfect partner. And by golly gosh, that happened this past weekend. I was getting the downstairs all ready for the big football season because we had a little practice this last week. We had a couple college football games and the NFL preseason still going on. So I'm getting everything ready, everything laid out, everything put where it's supposed to be, all the different glasses and cups and couches and stuff. So I was rearranging the TV. And I thought, well, I'll bring this other little TV down so that she can watch some of her shows while I have something on in the background. And she goes, well, why don't you get that other TV that you have up in your office? That's the TV that used to be in the living room when we had to get the big Hisense 58-inch 4K UHD. So some poor TV, which did nothing wrong, just got kind of pushed aside a little bit, and we didn't have any place to put it, so I put it up in the office here so I could test things out up here. Well, her brilliant idea was met with a little bit of like, are you serious? And it's like, yeah. So we spent the next hour then rearranging the whole downstairs to fit, yes, 3 TVs. You should hear the heavenly music playing in right now. Just thinking about it just brings me a flutter. So I'm taking pictures. I'm putting it on Twitter. I'm putting it on Facebook. I'm doing all these different things. Thinking how lucky I am and all that stuff. So we get it going. A little maneuvering here and there. A little rearrangement. A little architecture. But we got it. And it's beautiful. So you're probably saying, well, Pete, you've mentioned you have 3 Rokus all lined up in a row there. No. But anyway, that's okay. So we've got on the main TV, the big Hisense. That's got the Roku Ultra. We need that. That's huge. So on the little TV, the 24-inch, we've got the Amazon Fire TV. Boo. That's a fine device. It's okay. Just Roku's just a little better. And then on the 43-inch on the other side, then I've got a Chromecast. Boo! No, it's okay. It's just not a Roku, but it's all. Now, in this particular situation right here, it's okay for like a Chromecast because it's the background. It's the side one. So that can have a game on and nothing's going on. The big issue for me with the Chromecast is, 1, consistency. Can it stay connected? And 2, once a program's over or something, you're scrambling because it doesn't have a remote. You're like, oh, where's my phone? Where's my thing? You know, and so you can get to the next one or stop it or something along those lines. So you got to get the Google Home app, and then you got to stop casting. You know. Whereas with a Roku, you've got the remote. You're in control all the time. Updates when you want it to. I'm in control of all that, controlling settings, and not having to run for different devices and all that stuff. So in this particular case, though, we did a test run and everything else. Now, this is the first official weekend of college football. I'll do a bigger test, and I'll let you know more what's going on. So if you're a big sports fan, there's nothing better than being a cord cutter in this particular instance, because you would need 3 boxes anyway if you had a cable TV these days. Anyway, you can't get away with anything anymore. You can't just jerry-rig 3 lines into your TVs anymore. So you're going to need 3 cable boxes anyway. You might as well have 3 Rokus. Now, again, you don't have to go crazy. The 24-inch doesn't need a big thing. So, like I had an extra Fire TV lying around, connect that up. But it could easily be the Roku LT or these days the Roku Express or a stick or something like that. And on the other side over here, same thing. Maybe a little better. So like the Roku 3 would have worked, but that has the living room TV upstairs is still a big deal. So we need something that we can count on. And so we got that over there. But that could easily be, again, a Roku Express or Roku 2 or something like that. So anyway, 3 TVs, all sports, all the time, if you want it. Okay, so I've been talking about the last couple of weeks now about how people have been throwing stats at us as if they actually mean something or may mean something to us at all. And I say, it may mean nothing at all. Like, Hulu has the most downloads, so it's the best thing ever, and PlayStation View is not doing very well, so it's crap. Well, it all depends on what you want and how you think. So throwing stats at us doesn't necessarily mean the quality of any of the apps or anything that's going on. So now they're throwing this at us. Coming from the financial world, this is from CNBC. They're saying that Roku is growing even faster as a company than Netflix did at this same point in the company's growth. What does that mean? Well, who knows? So they're saying now that Roku will reach 80 million active accounts by 2025. Now, a lot can happen between now and then, but it just means that, well, there might be more of this podcast for the next few years. So that's all that really means. So that doesn't mean you should go out and get a Roku just because, get a Roku because you need one. Now, you may say, with all the different things going on, like Disney and Comcast and AT&T and NBC Universal and all these different things throwing a bunch of stuff, shows how important this is. And so you're going to need a device of some sort. And Roku, I think, is the best device. Now, you may say, Pete, hey, when I get a new TV now, it comes with apps already. Well, why would I need a Roku? And I say, whoa, slow down, Sparky. Okay. I'm a month now into having an Android TV. We just picked one up at Costco. You might remember that story. And that's an Android TV. There are some things with its 4K UHD, beautiful picture, that using natively, it does look better than it does on the Roku. But the Roku is just more consistent all the time. Updates faster, and the UI is just a little different. I've also noticed that not all the apps are the same. Like a Food Network, I can't get everything on the TV's app than I can on the Roku. With Roku, I get everything that Food Network's ever offered. Just got to log in. So there's differences along those lines. Again, some things are better natively on the TV, so I still recommend, for safety reasons, a Roku. You never know. Like I said, once you're connected to the internet, anything can happen, and especially with Androids, kind of had a sketchy history. Are you going to get those updates fast enough? Like I say, I check the Roku every day, every time I use it, and once a week doing a restart. So it just rotates a little, or upgrades a little faster. So keep that in mind. I still recommend a Roku device, even with a smart TV. And all these things coming at you, all this growth, don't get fooled by the numbers. Go buy what you need, and that's a Roku.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
Okay, kids. Once again, it's time to gather around. Come forth. Uncle Pete's got a story for you. I'm still working on certain things. I'm kind of in a staycation right now. So be warned, I may actually do some pop-up podcasts and things along those lines. And while I'm sorting all these things out, getting some things organized, getting things put together, this show itself is free for all to enjoy. It's going to stay that way regardless. I am not endorsed by Roku. I'm not going to take anything from Roku. I have said that I am getting into, or trying to get into, testing out Roku equipment. Equipment hardware is different than how I actually use the Roku. So I wouldn't mention that as far as, so if you're listening, Roku, I will stick to that non-disclosure type of thing. So I'm not going to do anything that way. It's all about how I use it so that you can figure out how to use yours. So I may do different things along the side. I've been doing that all along so that this comes free for all to enjoy without anything except for one little segment like this. So I will announce anything if there's anything to announce. Otherwise, anyways, and at all times, please support archive.org. Even my cat Milo just loves them. He likes to hit the microphone when I talk about archive.org. They are the best. They are preserving the internet for all to enjoy, whether preserving old websites or audio archives like podcasting and concerts and TV shows and movies and things along those lines. Please check them out today at archive.org and decide for yourself. And if you really enjoy it like I do, and not only but to thank them for allowing us to do these podcasts for at least 15 years. So consider supporting archive.org today and find them at archive.org. Thank you.
Hey, 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 ooh.
All right. Well, we almost had an emergency this past week. Nothing serious, nothing like the house was burning down or anything like that. I mean, but this was really, we were almost panicked. We were struck more than even when we found out that Andrew Luck was retiring. That was a WTF moment. This was really important. Our internet went out. Oh yeah. And we were in the middle of Ghost Whisperer and she was just like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Well, I tried talking about this a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't think of the term to use this. So I am a member of T-Mobile. And with T-Mobile, they have a service called Binge On. So that way your Hulu, Netflix, PlayStation View, all those things, you don't get charged for data on them. So you're not charged extra for data for it, at least. You get charged still. Anyway, so with my Binge On then, so all I had to do was then use my phone as a hotspot then, and then go to Hulu, and it went by, or PlayStation View, and we were able to get right back going without missing a beat. And it actually worked really well. The quality was still really good. So when your internet goes out, if you're on an unlimited plan, now be careful on that, because on some, they say it's unlimited, but then once you go over 5 gigs or something like that, they throttle you on that. Now with the Binge On, if it's part of the program like PlayStation View, there's a list. So like things like Tubi and the Roku channel and all that stuff are not part of the Binge On, but PlayStation View, Netflix, Hulu, CBS All Access, all the major things are part of that. But there is a list that you can check out on T-Mobile for that. Everything else, check your plan for your unlimited data to see how that works for you. If you're on like Google Fi or something like that, this is for pure emergencies only then. Don't do that because you'll waste all the rest of your data then. So remember, your phone is a hotspot and it will connect to your Roku.
Oi!
Okay, so this next segment is extra credit. Okay, now you're still required to listen to it, but I'm not going to test you on it. Okay, so if I say something, bring something up, you're going to be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm just throwing this out there. See, now, right now, I'm on kind of a staycation right now. I'm not going back to work for another week or so yet. So I have a little more time on my hands for your purposes here. So not only may I do more podcasts possibly, but also checking out some more things. I have a little more time to check things out, see what's going on, what's the lay of the land here. So here's a little trick here that you got to be a little careful with, but if so, it can give you a little extra value and not cost so much. This is going to cost a little bit. This is upgrading your cable alternative plan. So this works best for Sling and PlayStation View, but it may work on some of the other ones because a couple of them only have a couple plans. So you end up always getting the bigger plan anyway. But this particular thing here, so there's Core for PlayStation View, and then with Sling, there's just a dozen. I mean, you start with Sling Blue or Sling Orange, and then you build yourself up from there, either from $5 to $10 up from there. So here's the little trick. As we're coming to the close to the end of the month here, go ahead and upgrade to the next level. For the PlayStation View, it's an extra $10 or $20 if you even want to go crazy. And they'll prorate what's left in the month then. And then you got to make sure Now, you can't make any other changes. Once you've done that, you're set for the rest of the month. But don't automatically think about it this way. Let me slow down. Start again here. Hold on. Whew, everyone buckled in here now? Again, this is extra credit. Don't worry about this, okay? So if you're thinking about Sling or PlayStation View or some of these alternatives, go with the basic plan. Go with what you absolutely need. So if you just need HDTV or ESPN or something like that, go with that extra plan, just the regular plan. Then, after a couple of weeks or something, as you say here, you're coming off a vacation, or a friend of yours is coming in, and it's like, oh my God, they need Hallmark movies and mysteries or something like that. Okay, wait until you absolutely have to, and then upgrade to the next plan. They'll prorate. So, like, there's only 4 or 5 days left in the month here. It only costs me $1.36 to get the rest of those channels for the rest of the month. And if I don't want them again, then I cancel them again. So once I've made that purchase, I'm set. I can't change it until the next billing summary. So you can cancel it, but it's going to go through the rest of the month. Okay? So does this make sense now? So get the basic plan, just to get the plan that you need. And then he says, I'd really like to have Boomerang for a weekend, or CNBC World, because the markets keep going up and down. I need that extra channel. YouTube TV too, this also works for. Get the basic plan and then upgrade. They'll charge you in some cases, actually, they'll even give you a free 5 days, and that may be all you need. So that was another thing too. So when the red zone starts up in September now, okay, my billing starts September 1st. I am not going to get red zone right away. I'm going to wait until the next week when the NFL season starts, which is September 8th is, I believe, so 50, yeah, something like that. So you just wait a week, and then you'll only be charged from that day. So little extra credit, little something just to think about as getting a little extra value for those extra channels. All right. I hope that last segment made sense, because you don't always need everything all at once. A lot of people just like to say, oh, just give me everything type of thing. And actually, when cord cutting and all that stuff, that's how we got in trouble with cable companies. You just pay for everything, and then you don't realize that you need all those things. So sometimes you just need to geek out on something, and you can get those extra things, and you can always take them back, and then you can just get charged at the beginning of the month what you really need. So just get what you need and then add on and take off anytime you want. Just like switching companies, please remember to cancel if you're not using a service or something like that. Whether it's Netflix or something, and say, no, I can't live without Netflix. No, well, you can live without it for a month or two, and then maybe you'll get something back. So that leads us into comings and goings. Let's see what's coming and going. Last week I added the cooking channel, and I watched way too much of that. And that's just been way too much. A lot of Food Truck Nation or something like that it's called, or something like that. So one thing I did notice on my thing, this is kind of a coming, that QVC and HSN kind of merged into one app. So all your home shopping channels are in one app now. That's kind of a nice thing, and that helps the better half a little bit. Speaking of that, the canceling and then coming back, added CBS All Access. The new seasons of shows are starting to come out, and CBS, with their merger with Viacom and all that stuff, is going to be heavy in there, so lots going on there. They offered me a free month because I've been gone for 2 months. So like I say, if there's something that you're not using, your shows are going away for the summer, cancel it, and maybe you'll get a deal. I thank you, CBS All Access. You gave me a free month, and I took it. One more coming, Pluto TV. Ad-supported TV from Viacom, soon to be Viacom CBS. Yes, they added like 6 more channels once again. So if you're on the fence about ad-supported TV, check out your Pluto TV, because it's adding something just about daily, weekly, and all that stuff. And going, I got rid of Stir once again, and maybe for good this time. And the only reason I say that, it's not like I said, it's bad. I don't see anything on there differentiating itself other than those local, suppose I'm doing quote marks here on an audio show, local channels. So yes, I get a Green Bay channel, and all I can get on there is like, are the Packers going to play in their starters? No. Okay, well, that doesn't help me out very much. So the rest of the channels and everything, you can get on all the other ad-supported networks. There was nothing to differentiate it that much. So I went with all the other ones instead of Stir. So that is gone. Speaking of gone, that's me for now, but that's okay. I'll be back. And like I say, I'm on a staycation and I got family coming in for a visit. Maybe do a little roundtable to see what they do for streaming channels and Rokus and all that stuff. We'll see about that. So, well, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And thanks to archive.org for their support and providing the bandwidth the show can do without them. Check them out today at archive.org. I think you'll be pleased, and I think you're going to want to get on helping them out because they're the greatest thing ever. You can subscribe to the Me and My Roku podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, iHeartMedia, and Radio.com. Follow me on Twitter at Radio Affliction. I do goofy things on there sometimes. And some serious things too, but I put out some Roku tips every now and then too, and also show photos of my setups and stuff like that too. So that's fun. And if you have any questions or comments or any topics you want me to discuss, as long as it's Roku, you can email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Roku as much as I'm enjoying mine, and I will check in with you real soon.